But to your exact question, because when you first started out, I thought about you.
Let me distinguish between legitimate. Okay, I ordered the salmon and you brought me halibut. I'm not going to eat it.
Well, that makes sense.
That
makes sense. That's different.
Legitimate.
I had to hear your whole question, but that was my initial thought when I heard half of the question. Now, to your whole question, I do think it could say something if everywhere we go, like, are you just like picking places that you don't actually want to eat at? And then that could say something. I think how you find out if that means something is you ask about it and then you see how they react.
Okay.
See, we go back to the reaction, speak louder than action. Yeah.
The thing that you say you always say.
Okay, so let's get back to the warning signs. Here's a few more. When there's isolation, gaslighting, and manipulation.
I don't know what some of those mean.
Okay.
There's isolation, gaslighting, and manipulation. Okay.
You know what isolating and manipulation mean? Isolating as in like, if you're, I guess would this be the case maybe if you're married with somebody or even dating?
You're just cutting yourself off from people. So isolating then is different from you're not being cut off, you're choosing to cut yourself off. You're cutting yourself off, and also you try to cut the other person off from their family or friends.
Oh, in that sense.
That's the talk.
Okay.
That's the tax.
All right.
You know how some people, I hear people, they'll say, I don't have very many friends because we are always together. And I'm thinking, well, that might be a little
troubling.
Yeah, a little troubling. It's okay to have time together, but like I always encourage couples, you need to have some individual time, couples time, and then family time or friend time, like guy time, girl time.
Yeah,
I think all of that is important
if that's something you desire too.
Right.
I'll say that. I think it's only isolating if that person desires to have friends outside of their relationship and they don't. But if it's not something that you desire, if you and you're...
Right, it's perffically fine.
Yeah, then I
if
think
you
it's
don't
totally
want
fine.
that. But a person who's toxic tries to keep you to themselves and isolate you so they can manipulate.
From, hey, your sister's birthday party,
right?
Your niece's
right. Why are you always leaving? Yeah, well, you always got to go. That kind of mindset.
Emotional manipulation.
Yes, it is.
That goes to manipulation.
And then
twisting words.
Yeah, gaslighting.
Oh, well, I jumped to manipulation because of what you said. The twisting words, the guilt tripping, the emotional blackmail to get your way. Mm-hmm. And then the last one would be gaslighting.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that? Explain that.
So that's making you question your memory.
This happens quite a bit.
Did you actually?
Gaslight?
I don't remember you saying that.
Well,
did you say that?
This wasn't an example, but like...
This never happened.
Yeah. When it comes to gaslighting, let's say that you have wronged someone. And when that person comes to you, instead of owning up to what you've done, you act like it never happened. And you go so far to act like it never happened. You're like, and you start saying things like, "Oh, you're crazy. Like, what are you talking about?"
Right, your perception's wrong.
You're misremembering this.
And
it's almost like
questioning your sanity.
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
they're
exactly.
doing.
Questioning your sanity. Kind of go. A little philosophy term, it gets a little ad hominem, which is when you attack the person as opposed to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've asked you not to use multi-syllable words. that ad hominem. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
That's not the first time you've ever heard that.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
I feel like I talked about this when I was in college with you. It's like one of the main arguments that people... So another term would be not a non sequitur. An ad hominem can sometimes be a result of that.
You know what? I think this is a good time. I think this is a good time to mention Elizabeth is a undergrad philosophy major at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, which we haven't mentioned. Maybe the show's almost over.
Yeah.
We're like, why do they have North Carolina stuff on? Are they Bill Belichick fans? I mean, is it all about Michael Jordan? So yeah, this is Elizabeth's alma mater. You'll remember a few episodes back, we were here with Colorado gear on. And
hey, we don't have to talk about Colorado today. This is North Carolina. We're talking about Tar Heels today.
This is your day.
Okay.
So, keep going.
Well, no, I was just going to say,
You're talking about ad hominem.
At that day, I learned in philosophy, they teach you how to think and they teach you about logic. And that's what they tell you.
Philosophy is.
But it's not teaching you what to think, it's teaching you how to think.
But
that's important because that teaches you how to question, like understanding logic and understanding how things like, I guess not what should make sense, but how an argument flows. That is important because it allows you to understand when you are being gaslit or when you're being manipulated. And so typically a non sequitur, that just means that like an argument, it's not following a pattern. So if we're talking about balloons and all of a sudden you start talking about trees, that's technically a non sequitur. It doesn't follow what we're talking about.
Right.
But a lot of times, like as a result of the argument not following, it also, I think where the gaslighting comes in is when it doesn't follow and then it becomes an ad hominem thing where you start attacking that person. So the person comes in and they're talking to you about their feelings and what happened. So you non sequitur by making it about your feelings, right? Now you've changed the subject essentially. And then you ad hominem by going back and saying, well, you're misremembering, you're crazy, you don't understand that.
Right.
And so again, like, I can pick up on those things or I see those things because of my undergraduate degree from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
This right here is one of my prouder moments. To see the way you explained that and you broke that down. I'm not sure I've ever been prouder than what you just did.
Okay, let's get going.
Thank you.
And I thought you wasted the 4 years there. You really wasted the 4 years.
I learned a lot of how to think.
Okay.
Well,
but I still make mistakes, to be very fair.
We all do.
And I often balance between like my logical side, or not balance, I struggle, I would say, with like kind of leaning into my more logical side versus my more emotional side. And I would say like, as I've gotten older, I'm getting like more of a good balance between the two. But I do think, even though I understood those things and I could on a piece of paper tell you, oh, well, this doesn't follow, I don't know that I immediately did those things in my personal life. Yeah.
Okay, let's continue with the warnings.
Okay, what else you got?
More warnings?
Yes, we do. The chronic criticism, withdrawal.
What are the good signs? Look.
Chronic criticism. Okay, that's a telltale sound.
And walking on eggshells.
Well, wait a minute. That would be on you if you're walking on eggshells around me. Right? So you're telling the people if you're tiptoeing around because you don't want to set this person off.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's it. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's exactly what a lot of couples will do. They're in a sense of a state of fear all the time. And I'm thinking, you don't want to live in that, you know?
Yeah.
So come away from that.
You're talking to people like that in therapy. What do they tell you why they're doing that?
Well, they don't want to go back over the same thing, or they start the same argument, or, they're just trying to keep peace. That's what they're looking for, and not the chaos. So they walk on eggshells. They try to be considerate of everything that person wants to their detriment, mostly.
That's what you say, that's
usually to their detriment.
Other warning signs. What else you got?
Well,
I think that's the last one.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the last warning sign.
So this is. I want to go next to when is it time to get help?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this the plug where they call you as a therapist?
Yeah.
No.
Are you taking on more clients right now?
No.
We can get you a therapy with someone else.
We've said on the show before, although the conversations we have can be therapeutic, this is not meant to be a substitute for therapy. So this is the part where we're going to encourage people to seek professional help.
Yes.
That's actually the first resource. That's the first place you go to get help.
Why did I get the notes?
You did get the notes. He just didn't look at them.
Why did I look at them? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I guess I should have looked at them.
So a licensed therapist, it can help you and, provide a safe place for you to help you and direct you and show you your own self, for one, which you sometimes can't see.
Yeah.
And then also give you tools to do better for yourself, even if you're staying in this situation.
Okay, so get professional help.
Yeah, get professional help.
That, so if you're in a relationship, this is a question. I have my own answer to this, but I want to ask y'all.
Okay.
If you're dating someone and you feel like there's some issues going on, would you go to therapy?
Well, some people do. I hear that all the time. We're trying to go to therapy to help it out. Now, I would say I wouldn't, because if I see if the red flags or the toxic behavior is there, I don't necessarily want to deal with that.
If I'm dating someone, to answer your question, here's my answer. It would depend on where I am in the relationship. So we've set our wedding date and we're about to get married. Everybody should go through premarital therapy.